It's that time of year again where the weather starts turning cold to the north and so many people start considering making a move to the Sunshine State. But before you do, there are a few things that you need to know. Now, we get calls all the time from people that are looking to relocate to our area and ask lots of questions. And so I wanted to touch on some of those questions, concerns, and as I said, misconceptions and mistakes that people can make before moving to this area. And the first one that I really want to hone in on is that people are not sure which area to move to, which city, which location, which neighborhood, and that can be overwhelming. I hear this all the time where people are saying, oh, I would just love to just be 10, 15 minutes to the beaches. I'm moving to Florida or finding my second home in Florida and the water is calling me. And yet when we go further into conversations, I'll hear I want something newer, I want something that has low insurance cost, something that is in a gated neighborhood. And in most areas, specifically here on the Florida Gulf Coast in the Sarasota, Manatee County areas, our waterfront homes, our communities closest to the water, well, typically they've been developed for years and years because as Sarasota was developed, of course, we developed closer to the water first because that is always the most popular, and then have moved out east into new developments. So when someone is saying they would love to be close to the water, I always caution them because nothing wrong with it. There's beautiful communities close to the water, but they are going to be older communities. And older communities also have older homes. Older homes are not built with today's features, standards, square footage, size, open floor plans, and they do not have today's impact windows. They may not have newer roofs, which are helping with insurance cost. They may be in a flood zone. So there are so many things that go into determining location, and what is happening then is I find so many people get here, they start looking around and they're like, well, I want something newer. So we really have to hone in on what are the things that you're looking for. Is it age of home? Is it convenience? Is it walkable? And with anything that is going to have great amenities, you're going to have to be prepared for great prices. So I think one of the first misconceptions about moving to Florida is that we all just live on water. I mean, obviously we know that's not true, but it just seems like everyone's moving to water. But we have so many options that are 15, 20, 30, and 40 minutes away from beaches. But if you'd like more information about locations, please let us know because that does seem to be a big question that we discuss with our clients. So the second thing that we need to talk about, and maybe still a little bit misconception, now cost of living. Now we know over the last 3 years that prices of homes have skyrocketed, correct? In the state of Florida, the average sale price actually increased by 59% in those past 3 years. Now to keep that in perspective though, nationwide home values increased by about 48%. So although Florida is higher than nationwide, it's crazy everywhere. But if you are moving here to Florida or considering moving to Florida, please know that once was possibly an affordable option is now not so affordable. And average price points throughout Florida are over $500,000. And here in Sarasota, Manatee County, the average price of a single family home is over $600,000. So what does that get you? What should you expect from that? And I always tell people you're gonna get a very nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home for that. Now, depending on your location, where you want to be, age, and things like those, it changes. But it's not just the cost of the home that I think are surprising people. It's the cost of utilities. It's the cost of insurance. And I know we talk about insurance all the time. I feel like we're kind of beating a dead horse with the cost of insurance, but it is so important. So I want to always bring it up. The age of home is greatly important in determining insurance costs, along with if you're in a flood zone. And so these are all factors that we have to look at when we're looking at homes. As I said, there's some misconceptions that prices are dropping, and although I do see values stabilizing and even dropping a little bit. We're not plummeting. I think that's another major misconception in the housing market today, is that all of a sudden we're crashing. And I've sold homes for many, many years, and we are nowhere near to seeing home values crash. I am not going to say that it could not happen, because we've all experienced that, I'm sure, at some point. And we know when something increases as much as it did, that there's going to be a correction. So interest rates, demand, everything plays a large part in determining what's going on with our home values. As of today, which it's November of 2023, as we're heading into 2024, right now home values are still up slightly this year. Our average days on market have increased. It's almost 54 days on the market for most homes. The average list versus sale price has increased. We're seeing about a 4% differential between list price and sales price. However, that number does not always take into account if there's been price drops. So really studying the market, knowing what's going on in the real estate market is crucial. My team and I really watch this closely. So if you have any questions about specific neighborhoods or cities, if you're looking in Venice compared to Bradenton or Parrish, those numbers are going to change. If you're looking at homes in Lakewood Ranch versus Sarasota, that average sale price, the average list versus sale price is going to change as well. So we really need to dive into the current market, and that's what we're here for. As I said, my team and I receive lots of calls. We love helping so many people, whether it's buy, sell, and invest, because now may be a great time to invest in real estate as well. So let us know about that. Now, another misconception that I want to talk about before moving to Florida. So since home values are high, since insurance costs are high, lots and lots of people go down the route of building a brand new home. And as you can see, we have lots of production builders. We have Pulte Homes, Devasta Homes, we have Toll Brothers, Neal Homes, D.R. Horton, Lennar. All of these are major home builders throughout the United States, and there are many of them right here locally. Now, I want to really preface this. I do sell a lot of new construction. In doing so, I can tell you, not everyone has been happy with the entire process. As hard as we work to make sure nothing goes wrong, I'm going to tell you, with new construction, unfortunately, it's not always smoothly. First of all, builders are doing the best they can. I'm not defending builders. If you've had a bad experience with builders, I'm not defending them. I've had bad experiences myself. I have clients that have had some bad experiences. But with the amount of homes that they are currently trying to get closed, and remember, one thing I want to point out here is some of the homes that are now closing with our national home builders may have been under contract for 2 years. So some of these homeowners have patiently been waiting for their home. And even though if they bought in 2022, early 23, or even late 2021, they're just moving in. Now, some people's home values have skyrocketed since they signed a contract. Others, they may just be flat. But building a brand new home in Florida is not an easy task. First of all, remember, these are production builders. They're not 100% custom builders. They're not working solely for you. They're not working at your discretion. They have floor plans, they have designs you can choose, they have features that you can add, but these are not 100% custom. And unfortunately, you're not gonna get 100% custom service all the time either. Now, I know many of them try and work very diligently to provide great updates, keep you informed, want you to be part of the process. However, I have noticed in the last 6 months that that has shifted a little bit, and I don't know if builders are just overwhelmed. Obviously, during the pandemic, staffing was tough, labor shortage, material shortage, but we've seen a lot of catch up on that. So I do think in some ways, building a brand new home is getting much easier. In other ways, I can say it's still kind of tough. When building a home, please know that the builders, unfortunately, do have most of the control. As far as when building a brand new home here locally, do know that builders pretty much control the closing date. So unfortunately, if you're coming into town this winter and you're hoping to close in 8 months, or you don't need the home until next year, it is at the discretion of what's going on with the builder. So if you're thinking about building a home or want more information on new construction, I have a video here with lots of new neighborhoods, and I think you'll love to see that, about what's coming to the area. But also give myself or my team a call today. We deal with all of the builders. We know many of the reps, and we can help you navigate the new construction process. The last misconception that I want to talk about today is that Florida is just full of old people. And it's funny because this comes up specifically as we approach season and the traffic gets a little worse and snowbirds are flocking to the area. As much as older people do love to enjoy Florida in the wintertime, we have so many people of all ages that have moved to Florida, and it just grows and changes. And the amount of school-age children, the amount of young adults, families of all sizes are moving to Florida. So it is full of great diverse population, and Florida is growing. And in our area alone, there's so many new schools, there's more activities for people of all ages. There's so many ways to get involved, and it's not just for old people. So if you have questions about moving to Florida, specifically Sarasota, Manatee County, let me know. We really appreciate you watching, and as always, until next time, take care.